はい、皆さん、こんにちは。にぎはやひの直系氏族であり、自ら身を隠したキリスト族、すなわち八咫烏の裏天皇家である穂積家に生を受けた穂積神道と言います。2023年の春に44年以上の海外生活に終止符を打ち、日本と世界を結ぶ業を成すために、妻のレインを連れて日本に戻ってきました。今日はそのレインからの発表があります。
Hello, my name is Rain Hozumi. I am a mixed Taiwanese and English person living in Kyoto, Japan. Today, I will be talking about my experience as a survivor of what is commonly known as satanic ritual abuse. I will not be using or naming any names of specific people or places. Also, due to the nature of YouTube, I will be censoring certain language and words on this topic. I will be explaining what satanic ritual abuse is and my experience with it. I will also be explaining why it is important to myself and my husband's work and the larger work of the Japanese, helping the world reach the new earth or age of Miroku through a time of great change. 3 years ago, Shindo-san, who I met on the internet, came to England to visit me. He told me of a great disclosure movement that was developing in Japan about Japan's true origins in the Near East, including ancient Sumeria, Egypt, and Israel, that the world had no idea about. At the same time, we began discussing the reality of satanic ritual abuse and how it affects every aspect of our lives, as it was beginning to be a very popular subject in the West. Satanic ritual abuse is an extreme form of physical, psychological, and sexual abuse conducted in ritual settings, commonly involving children. When a person goes through extreme trauma, it can create split personalities, where the person doesn't even realize that they have been abused. This allows the abused person to be used for various nefarious means, such as trafficking and espionage. This topic is currently the most discussed topic in Western media. Since Shindo-san and I first met, we have been trying to understand how satanic ritual abuse and the Japanese movement relate to each other, feeling that there must be a connection between these historical disclosures. Convinced we were onto something important, we decided to leave the West and came to Japan in the spring of 2023. Since landing in Japan, rather than getting our project off quickly, Shindo-san began to notice I had symptoms of what is often called dissociative identity disorder and schizophrenia. I have been almost completely immobilized in my process of healing from these severe conditions. Through my healing work, I began to slowly realize I was a survivor of satanic ritual abuse myself. This process has included retrieving and reliving extremely painful memories. At first, I did not believe it was true, but the further I healed, it became more unmistakable that it had happened to me. During this time, which was the most difficult period of my life, Shindo-san and I continued to work tirelessly and published in English a huge amount of information, analysis, and art on the true history of Japan and the Silk Road, particularly regarding the historical correlations of Shinto with ancient Near Eastern religions, and how Shinto could restore nature worship in the West, which has been lost through the distortion of the original Judaism and Christianity. We also began to create our own Japanese content, largely based on the secret of the Hozumi family that we have discovered over the last few years. Through this time, Shindo-san and I have also experienced synchronicity after synchronicity to guide us. We were led to Kyoto, and specifically Mount Kurama, the demon gate of the northeast. Since then, we have come to believe that Mount Kurama has been intentionally designed to heal satanic ritual abuse. Mount Kurama enshrines a deity called Maoson, or Demon Lord. The religion of Mount Kurama is officially syncretized with Theosophy, and therefore the Demon Lord seems to refer to Lucifer or even Satan. The amazing thing about Mount Kurama is that the evil power of the Demon Lord is not referring to good and evil as in Western religion, but a strong force meant to protect nature and punish those who exploit and destroy it. Understanding the original purpose of the Demon Lord was incredibly healing for us. I received a great healing through this that I don't believe could have happened anywhere else in the world. Mount Kurama is a very unique and precious place. During our journey towards Mount Kurama, we also connected with a very large number of people in the Japanese movement, especially those connected to working with dragons, and the resurgence of Mary Magdalene, the wife of Jesus Christ. These have included YouTubers, influencers, healers, and members of well-known organizations. At first, Shindo-san and I felt reassured that these people were doing sincere spiritual work. We put our complete trust in them and disclosed my abuse to many of them. After all, the reason we left the West and came to Japan was because we had heard it was the mission of the Japanese as chosen and prophesied people to save the world during this time of great change. Quickly after connecting with these people, some of them began to avoid us, isolate us, exploit us, and at worst, actively sabotage our work, including my healing. Some of these people included those who had agreed to work on my healing and then suddenly cut me off, while fully knowing I'm an extremely vulnerable person as a survivor of satanic ritual abuse and living in a new country. This caused me to go into terrible cycles of re-traumatization. Through repeated abuse from what we considered our close friends, colleagues, and collaborators, we've realized that a lot of the Japanese movement is a world peace industry based on fame and power. We do not think that it is wrong to make money off of world peace, but we do believe that a world peace industry that is fake is just an extension of the war industry. The reality is that the number one issue that the West is currently dealing with is satanic ritual abuse. It is the secret behind how governments and other organizations have been secretly controlled for centuries. There is no way that the Japanese can help usher in the new Earth or Age of Miroku world without directly addressing this issue. Otherwise, it's just the Japanese feeling good about being prophesied chosen people and a select group of people making money from it by taking advantage of the hard work that has been put in place by all Japanese people's ancestors, including our family, the Hazumi clan and the Yatagarasu. For my healing and the healing of the world, we have decided to stop being silent and ask for the Japanese public to support and join our movement directly. The first thing we ask is for people to go to Kyoto's Demon Gate power spots. That is, Hanase Miwa Shrine, Mount Kurama, Sekizan Zen Inn, and the northeast corner of the Imperial Palace to pray for the victims of satanic ritual abuse that have died without anyone caring and also are suffering in secret right now. We are also asking for support for ourselves. Our reality is that the huge amount of time and energy we have invested in working on our project has been abused and exploited when we stood up for myself and other victims. In order for me to have a safe harbor in Japan, it has been important for me to establish a business. So for this occasion, we have decided to open up a Lunmu Japanese store at lunmu.jp. Our first product is the Hathaar collection, which commemorates the Hathaar Matsuri ceremony we held in Hanase, behind Mount Kurama, on Mary Magdalene's feast day, July 22nd, 2025. This ceremony enshrined together the Hozumi family's ancestors, Nigihayahi no Mikoto and his wife, Tomiyahime, with Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, in order to honor the victims of satanic ritual abuse and to welcome an era of peace on earth. On sale are a commemorative poster and a long-sleeve shirt featuring a photograph of the Hathaar Matsuri special ritual, where a rose and a cross were placed on the stumps of the fallen sacred trees of Miwa Shrine. Also on sale are t-shirts and sweatshirts of the Hathaar crest, which was custom designed for this special event, featuring a yatagarasu, yahatabato, and English Tudor rose. We hope you can join our movement in one of the ways listed above. Thank you. ありがとうございました。